Okay, so welcome to your Venus in entering Gemini video, as I said I was gonna do. And Venus enters Gemini on the 4th of July, I do believe, which is going to be a breath of fresh air, when it comes to lightening the mood amongst people that are tired of just being serious for, no reason, and making sure that you put a value in material and what we're focusing on developing into at the forefront. You prioritize that. Venus in Gemini is not really focusing on that aspect, and what it does is it makes way for something more interactive with others, where you can have fun, where you can talk and you can laugh and you can flirt and you can get back to the heart of getting to know people. So some of you guys are getting to know people, or you're rekindling that. And why? Because, like, rekindling relationships, I should say, finishing my thoughts. But why? Because July the 17th, Mercury is also going to go retrograde, which is the ruler of Gemini. Now, the reason why I point that out is because to put you in the mind frame of what you're really dealing with in the month of July, with Venus going into the sign of Gemini. What I will say is that more than anything, this Venus transiting Gemini time span between the 4th of July through the 30th, you have to make sure, okay? You have to make sure that you're getting the important pieces of information. You're in a place to where you're not getting thrown around, shifted, moved about, throughout this month, because Uranus is going to be in the side of Gemini as well. So you get situations to where people are being a little bit flighty. They are, possibly oversharing information. Okay, grasp that. Because I feel like we shouldn't follow every bit of piece of information. But if you know how a true Gemini does, you take that information, you take glimpses of it, and you store it away in your mind until you need it again. But what does this look like? This could easily turn into people being stirred towards having meaningful, productive, understanding, interactive relationships, to people fighting and debating their points, people lashing out. And we know what a good verbal fight could lead to, baby. A good verbal fight could definitely lead to something physical. And behave like when we have ourselves and we find ourselves in sporadic situations to where we're acting out, it does things that it puts us in positions to where we're not being viewed in the best light. That's what I'm going to say there. People at this point in time, if you are an individual and you feel that you have something to lose, there are situations, there are circumstances, however you want to put it, money, relationships, that you have something to lose, you have to, or you should conduct yourself through Venus transiting Gemini as such. You've got something to lose. That means prioritizing what you're prioritizing over others. What situation you're prioritizing over other situations, etc., etc. Because what Uranus here is like this: hurry up. Different opportunities, different information coming your way by way of the internet. And I will have to incorporate this. I will go through the signs to tell you where Venus is falling at when it comes to your sign, rising and sun, more than anything, but where it's falling at in your sun. So where this is good for relationships. So where you're using this energy to better and strengthen relationships, connections, and making money, and then ways that it can limit you as well. I will go through and I will show you this, through the signs. But, the most important things of understanding Uranus is understanding that there are moving parts outside of ourselves that's acting around us that can get us to respond to them. that where they're responding to them, does it go in your favor or does it go in our favor? It responding to them in certain ways. You know, does it go in, could present itself to not go in one's favor. But if you want to use this time to really gain ground, networking, always putting yourself in a learning position to look at things and experiences like, okay, so I had that experience that didn't go so good. This went good. However you want to put it. What did I learn? What did I learn out of this situation? And then moving forward, as such. And it's one thing to have a stance, take a stance, have boundaries in a situation. But when you are standing on something that's outdated, that it could be more of a hindrance than benefit. So outdated information, standing on something that really, it doesn't really, it's like, where is your fight going to be? If you're trying to see yourself, like I said, I'm not saying to not have your moral grounds and like something that you stand on and believe in. Be able to argue that effectively, be able to communicate that effectively if that's where you're at. But if it's a situation to where it's more in your way, it becomes more of a hindrance than benefit. No, it's no need to stand on something that's limiting you, to stand on something that is not. And we're going to see that play out. I posted this in my Uranus transit in Gemini video. We're going to see this play out when Uranus is in Gemini. Yes, we're talking about Venus too. There's going to both be here. Your limitations on information, your limitations on not understanding the systematic approach to change, not understanding the developments in science and communication and technology and utilizing that. So people that learn to use AI could possibly be more beneficial than people that's like, oh no, like I'm contagious to AI developments and I don't want to do that. If you're a teacher, I don't want my students doing that. Then you could be disadvantaging your students in their advancement and their advancements of yourself. You could be basically bringing more conflict and making it harder for yourself than vice versa, is what I'm saying. Okay, so let's get to it, because Venus in Gemini is going to be putting people in the mood to better their appearances. We got more youthful appearances. So people looking at ways to where they can, reverse their aging process. And even finding ways, guys. Like I said, I mentioned teachers and mentors, counselors, people of that aspect, because this is ways to make connections with the youth in order to work together to change the development of the future. Okay, so we're gonna definitely see a lot of that, and making sure you stay on top of your mental health and staying out of confusion. You stay on top of your mental health by staying out of confusion. And because Mercury is going to go retrograde mid-July, I'm sorry. Don't get too hung up on things that you feel like you don't have the answers for. Don't get too hung up with speedy interactions, things you feel like you don't have the answers for, and responding to surrounding environmental factors that don't have anything to really do with you or that you can respond to. And then just to find out when Mercury goes retrograde, you should have never responded in the first place. There's developments and insights in this area. And like I said, Mercury is in the sign of Leo or Cancer 1, but it's going to retrograde into the sign of Leo. That's why I mention it, because Leo, we could have speaking up with confidence, but a lot of times certain things doesn't have to be said, but it can help because we put ourselves in a position to teach other people and to make amends with other people, shine light in these areas, be busy in our local environments, in our immediate environments, and, just information coming, passing around gossip and things of that nature. And then with Leo can also be like a very proud, too proud almost interaction an approach that we don't really need right now as well, because Uranus is going to be opposing Mercury, being placed in Leo where the sun rules it. Okay. What works for the group in those connections? All right, guys, so thank you. Please go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. So right now I'm going to go off into focusing on the different signs and what this transit is making, these connections in love and money for you guys, or just relationships, partnerships, and money for you guys. Okay, thank you. See you there. Okay, so Aries, I want to start with you, and I'm definitely not going to make these too long. So I say that every single time, but no, seriously. So this is going to be, Venus is going to be in your third house. So really the biggest strength on your side when it comes to progressing in love and money, or relationships and money, is communication, networking, and new ideas. Communication, networking, and new ideas, and also learning, and then allowing yourself to be active in your local environment, like using the things in your local environment, in your local community, that bring some sort of benefits or fulfillment in your life, and that your overall well-being. And then that also puts you in a position to where you can kind of relax your mind a little bit, and you're not letting your thoughts overrule you or overrun you. And this could be you feeling more communicative, talkative, or this could be the energy that's coming towards you. So understand that. And it's easy for you to get in arguments, but I really do feel that for a lot of you guys, this is just you're putting yourself in a position to where even in your past situations, you're thinking those over, and you're just like, wow, how do I not ever get here again? And let me tell you, patience is the biggest thing for you. Like, Saturn has retrograded back from your sign into the sign of Pisces for right now. It's not going to be too long. I think it's going to be until the month of August that is really allowing you to, it's an emotional thing. Like, you're reflecting, you're starting to see things that you didn't see before. So let this work for you, Aries. Let this work for you, and have patience too. But yeah, right now, things that you're communicating, you could be in your local environment, like maybe going to the gym, or just like going to the park, or you're at a local store and you can meet someone, or you could come across someone that you've known for a while and y'all lost touch. Okay, but all the while you're coming up with answers and ideas by way of other people. So their input matters too, because it could definitely benefit you. All right. And you can take certain things with a grain of salt. But if you want to be big and bad and really see the most changes that you possibly can, things that's being said that you're hearing, or things that's being said to you and communicated to you by other people, you can really use that and then listen to it and let it work in your advantage. Okay. So, yeah, Uranus is sitting in your third house too. So yes, there's things around you that's going on that's out of your control, but we're focusing on what we can focus on. Okay. So take what you need and clear the clutter out of your mind. All right. And like I said, you can do this going for walks, participating in something in the community. Like, for instance, getting into little classes, building skills. You guys can go sit outside, get a breath of fresh air, but anything that clears your mind. But communication, learning, and networking. So if you're trying to make money, you can do so if you have something dealing with teaching, learning, business, communicating, talking, and networking your business or whatever. And this could be done through other people as well. All right. And then this is a way to strengthen your relationships. Okay. So thank you, Aries. Oh, and I want to say communications to where you can agree upon something, or amicably agree, or not agree, but both sides, both parties have to be heard. Thank you. Thank you, Aries. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. Taurus, for you, this is happening in your second house. We're going to have Venus here. So yes. So when it comes to you, you're going to be thinking of ways to up and increase your value. So whether this is you doing things that's placing value on yourself, maybe you're communicating better, maybe you're communicating more effectively, maybe you're thinking more in a purposeful way, but you're allowing insight to come in. It's purposeful. Your networking motives is purposeful, but it's more, I feel like where you're going to benefit though is where what you're not paying attention to are those interactions and those situations that you are feeling doesn't have much purpose and doesn't have much benefit. Because you're going to be around these people, you're going to be in these situations, you're going to overhear things, you're going to meet people that are going to benefit you or information that you can take and use. I am a firm advocate and believer of using information and learning about things, then applying them. So be definitely aware of that. You got a lot of things going on, because there could be conflict of interest with like your relationship partner. Like if you have in a romantic situation, you know, because their life could be having them taken in a certain direction. Your life could be having you taken in a certain direction. Or you could just have different ideas about how you're supposed to move forward, what you want to accumulate. You know, what you want to purchase, whether it be a home, whether it be a car, whether it be where the finances are going towards these things. So communicating about this in order to be on the same page and see if you can meet in the middle or what could be best for you both or for everybody that's involved is going to be the best way to manage this situation, instead of just jumping to conclusions and, you know, be careful with making these decisions too. Without that's concerning your finances and properties. Communicate to where you need more time on bills. Communicate to where, you know, communication is the biggest thing, but like you got to be able to sit back and think of better ways to move your money or to increase your value. Okay. And you're not just acting on things, you know, because you can see as you move through the month before Venus changes signs into Cancer, you can see where, you know, okay, well, this is how I want to move forward. Or you're going to start to see yourself reap the benefits of, you know, the new ideas you had, of the people that you connected with, of the decisions that you made. But don't worry if you don't see it at first. So yes, this is really good when it comes to you. I feel like first and foremost, do things that you feel like is going to communicate, increase your value, and helping others. What makes other people feel like they're valuable, whether that's giving them that knowledge, communicating this to them, or you're doing some type of work to do that. Okay. We're going to stay in that lane. All right. But yeah, so Mercury, retrograding in the sign of Leo, this could be, you know, focusing on something dealing with a home or something dealing with security. All right. Because Mercury is going to go retrograde in Leo. And this is the thing, when it comes to like family situations, when it comes to yourself, when it comes to security, don't be too proud in this area. But the light might be, you know, there could be a focus here that's drawing you into self-fulfillment. Whenever you can take care of yourself, whenever you can put the energy and time into yourself and what it is that you're doing, this is how you're showing value. Okay. And this is how you're increasing your financial value as well. All right. So thank you, Taurus, for joining me. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because you know I'll be back. All right, Gemini. Okay. So for Gemini, for you, this is taking place in your first house. This is taking place in the area of you, and Venus is here. So you're doing the attracting by way of communicating, by way of higher order thinking, by ways of being active in your immediate environment. But this is just you. If let's say you are, and let's say you're somewhere and someone communicates something to you about a job or work or something that they want to. Someone could literally say, oh, I need help in said area. And you could be like, come up with a whole idea about, because you were able to provide that, of a whole idea that makes you money and everything just by helping people be their better selves. This is how we have to start thinking about this type of energy, guys. So you're doing things, you're looking fine. I've been telling you guys that you're looking fine. Do things to make yourself feel better. Do things that make yourself feel good, but don't overindulge. Don't overindulge. What you really have to focus on is having a clear mind. So people want, you make money, okay, and you benefit off of stuff that's in here. Does that make sense? Off of stuff that's in here. And doing things differently, because where you can be a hothead, listen, you're doing things, you could be minding your business, but you feel like situations, environmental situations and factors keep coming your way. Yes, but can we please learn to respond to them differently if you do not need to pay these situations any attention? That's the advice that I want to give to you. You see some mess, how can I come further within myself? Because you don't want to mess up your business and your money. Okay? I will say that. Now, to put too much focus in this, if you make a mistake and you mess up and you do whatever, fine. But really, to really understand this energy, you got to understand what you're dealing with. People, you're dealing with groups of people, you're dealing with the internet, you're dealing with online, but you're dealing with your future. You're dealing with the world. We're dealing with electrifying, quick energy, quick wit, quick mind. You don't need to go back and regress right now. Regression is not what's hitting for Gemini. Futuristic, being present in the present is what's hitting for Gemini right now. And you're doing that by taking care of your mind, by communicating your thoughts, but it's the way that you communicate your thoughts, by letting your thoughts produce for you. Yeah. Relationships, be able to communicate. I feel like communication is the biggest thing, but be able to communicate, but be able to communicate from your terms as well. Not just from the terms. You don't go and let people come in and then when you deal with them and you're finished with them and you interact with them, you come out less than what you went in with. We're not doing that. You're coming out the same, you on the same level or higher. And you should be able to tell it. Like if you feel like that's not it, then you assess the situation. Hey, this person, I must be this person's teacher. This person needs to learn something. This person don't want me like that. This person ain't it. That's not it for me. Because being with this person and the way that they act and clearly the way I see them interacting with me, they can't bring nothing to me. Okay, and that is the approach that you should take. And you're looking fine doing it. Okay, so there's different opportunities that could be coming to you during this transit. Okay, so continue to be yourself, but better. Don't get me wrong. Better yourself and make the changes where you feel like you need to better yourself, and you make the changes. For you want to make more money. You want to attract more valuable situations into your life. Okay, then. All right. Thank you, Geminis, for joining me. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel because you know I will be back. Cancer. So Cancer, Venus is in your 12th house. That's where this Venus transit is going to be happening at. And this is, straight to the point. You might be finding money or coming across money that you did not see or that you did not know was around or that you had access to. So this could be by way of you talking through family members, friends, even siblings, but just even you, as you decide to work with other people, because you could be working with like a therapist, a counselor, or just, maybe more behind the scenes, having private conversations, looking at television, looking at online institutions, or just different, interactions with people that's giving information that you're just like, oh my gosh, this could give you some sort of significant idea that you didn't think about before. And for some of you guys, you could realize like a lover or some sort of great partnership that could work out in your favor, that could be beneficial to you or for you, was right around you the whole entire time. And maybe you noticed this person and they didn't notice you, or maybe you noticed them, they noticed you, but you didn't notice them. Or maybe it was just one of those situations to where it was like, yeah, I see you, I'm attracted, but at the same time, life it's not letting us really cross paths. You might cross paths with this person. There's secrecy here. So it could, you got to be careful because it could be something to where the person is already attached to somebody else, or they could possibly be going through some sort of mental or emotional hangups at this time. But so that could definitely be there, but it's not off the table. And your emotions could definitely be flying in all types of directions. Just imagine yourself at the beach and then just like a lot wind out of nowhere. You're chilling on the beach, wind is coming out of nowhere, slapping the sand around, driving the waves crazy, and you're expected to navigate it. So just understand that the best thing for you to do is just stay out of emotional ploys or just like emotional confusion, things that's happening back and forth in your surroundings that you feel that's out of your control, and stay grounded with just looking at the information, just conversating. So communicating. Okay, well, this situation seemed kind of confusing to me. Let me ask the right questions, or let me just think about this before I react, whatever. I'm not really trying to be in the business to tell people to not to respond to your emotions, but it could really impact your awareness during this time. And when your awareness is impacted, you're missing things that your intuition could be picking up on, that is leading you in money and relationships, even the relationships not to get in. Okay. And that is definitely affecting your value, your sense of how you value yourself, what you feel like you're capable of, and your material possessions. Okay. So whenever you have a clear mind, and whenever you can really just see things for what they are, the better you are with moving yourself up value-wise, monetarily as well. Okay, so thank you, Cancer, for joining me. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel because I will be back. Okay, so Leo, for you guys could be in a very communicative mode or feeling right now, and you could be thinking really in the future, like thinking about your future, thinking about the future of like your friends, your acquaintances, the groups, like where is this going? Where are your interactions? Where are these relationships? Where is your future? Where does it lie? From where you're at now, where do you see yourself? So you're making the connections. You're making the connections through the things that you are learning, that you are becoming aware of, and that you are figuring out. And these new networking opportunities that could possibly be coming up for you, you are allowing yourself to take the ride on the roller coaster. Because this ride is taking you from one destination to another that maybe you would not have came across, or you would not have made the connection that's necessary, that you needed to, without getting on this ride, without riding the ride of life. So you're in the moment. You are embracing what that moment brings. So every day you come across opportunities by making a choice to do. Maybe you come across somebody and they're like, hey, let's go for a walk, or hey, let's go do this or go do that. Let's go out to eat. And then it puts you in a network, or it puts you in the ability to have the right conversations to learn something in order for you to use it to your advantage. So some of you guys is like making strides online, with an online presence, or some of you guys could be affiliating or wanting to affiliate yourself with different groups of people, the people that you feel like is winning, the people that you feel like is on the same page as you. You're not disposing of other people and disregarding them, but you're coming across new affiliations and and new interactions that's causing you to think different. Just even things that you are learning that's causing you to think different. Some of you guys might do an online dating profile, and you could possibly meet a lover online as well, someone that you could connect with. For some of you guys, this might be through a friend. Like, you want your lover to be a friend as well. You want and this could be spending more time with them, communicating more about this. It could be something that possibly is distant in emotions right now. This could also be coming across emotionally unavailable individuals as well. But this is because you're supposed to actually get to know the person. You want them to know you for you. And that has to go both ways. And it's very sporadic energy, to be honest with you, because Uranus is here as well in your 11th house. So this is just allowing yourself be involved in the flirtations and the fun and the lighthearted conversations. Be involved with that. It just gives the opportunity to network, and it opens up, like I said, you putting yourself in a position to be valued in relationships, value the one that you want, and come across a possible love relationship or love affair. And it's about you, because you're bringing yourself to the table. You're rethinking the way that you previously did things and the way that you previously had things set up. And this could be you just really, really letting go. Wow. What? That's great. That is great. Great developments. The good thing about it for you is it can really be beneficial for you, like however you do it, just by accessing and assessing, like you're allowing yourself to move towards your future and what's beneficial for you. Some of you guys, this is online learning, online schooling all day. Okay. All right, Leo, thank you so much for watching the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, because you know I will be back. Hello, Virgo. So we got some Gemini action, this Venus action for you that's going on in your 10th house of career and long-term goals and just even your public image for you guys. Okay, so people could be loving you guys. You know, Gemini is always that energy, and just Mercury in general. It's always that energy where people can love you or hate you, you know, but it doesn't stop you from doing you, and it doesn't stop you from being you. So definitely when it comes to you making money, this could be about something that you are working towards. Maybe something that you've been working towards for a while is now starting to pay off for you, or you want to turn and you want to put yourself in a position to where that you can network with other people. You can utilize other people and other individuals to help you work towards some sort of long-term goal. Let's say, for an example, you feel like you need to, you know, return back to school, and you want to become something big, a lawyer, a doctor, something that requires you putting in lots of hours. Even if you're a social media influencer, anything of that sort where you got to put in time after work or something to make videos, but you and your spouse's schedule is conflicting each other. What you can do is conversate with them, see how they can help you. Maybe watch the kids, do something different, and switch your routine up in a way to where you're free enough to do what it is that you want. And this can happen vice versa, because this helps you work towards a long-term goal. This could be making the partnerships and connections that you guys are working towards the same thing. So you come together and you're able to build on and add on to something that you could have already started, or someone is wanting you to do that with them. So, and by the way, some of you guys say come across a long-term situation in love and money. Okay, especially moving past and beyond the challenges of that is there and that can prosper you for a long time. So keep working at it, Virgos. Keep doing your thing. What's in the way is things that you shouldn't worry about anyways, or things that you do not see coming. All right. Because yeah, you have those people. Some of you guys can have that spouse that's like really like not trying to hear you out, or not trying to work with you, or that is going against your better judgment, doing things behind your back, or doing things that you're not privy of, that is impacting your image as well. So the thing to get clarity on is those parts, that's the moving parts that you're not paying attention to. Not for you to just focus on it and completely distract yourself or throw yourself off. No. But because you've ignored certain things before, now you're facing it head on. Now you're putting those issues to the forefront in order for you to deal with it. And some of you guys, you realize how you've been getting in your own way all along. Communicating, networking, and letting your image and how you present yourself grow as well. Okay. All right. Thank you, Virgo. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because you know I will be back. Okay, so hello, Libra. So I am back, and I just wanted to touch bases for you with this Venus transiting Gemini for you in your sign, in your 9th house. Yes, you have Uranus there as well. So I know you got a lot going on. You got a lot of different experiences that you're being involved with, and you are embracing, and especially like traveling, maybe even going to foreign lands. that you can definitely learn from and make money, because you might need to target people outside of your comfort zone, and this could be definitely like in love and relationships as well, those type of dynamics, because you can find that maybe there are people that you're not relating to on one end of the table or one end of the spectrum, and then maybe there's other people that you do. And I feel like that's where you have to position yourself, and that's where you're learning from right now. And some of you guys definitely could be increasing your finances or making money by way of, and this could be spending too, because it's the 9th house, but by making way of ways that you want to expand your finances or grow them in a sense of to where it may require you doing more education, more learning, speaking to the right people, networking that brings more money, learning, anything associated with learning and bettering yourself is the way to go. Okay. And not rushing on things. So some of your stuff is better with time and distance. Like if it's something that you're trying to succeed at or you want to accomplish, if it's something that you're like, man, if I do that, that's off in a distance. That's not no time soon. Maybe you should be going towards it, because it's going to put you in alignment. Even if you don't stay there, you should possibly proceed, because you're going to find out some sort of information, or you're going to have some sort of awareness that really does put you in a position where it's like, oh my gosh, this is the right track that I should be on. This is what I really want to be doing, and like getting you to that place. And some of you guys might just meet a spouse or something in that place. So keep that in mind. Like the direction that you're going towards is not for nothing, but it's definitely learning, and applying what it is that you learn. You learning something is one thing, but applying it and also having the experience. So if you are a Libra, you could be put in a position to where you have to do like practicums or something. You have to gain the experience to be in the position that you want to be in. So don't frown upon it for nothing. Okay, so thank you, Libra. Your networks and affiliations could play a very big part in this and role in this, okay? In your development, whether it's hindering you or expanding you. You gotta think about that. Okay, so thank you, Libras, for joining me. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Hi, Scorpio. So we have Venus taking place in your 8th house. This is the 8th house of you. And there's one thing that we know about the 8th house. We don't escape the 8th house unscathed. Whether it presents us with overcoming some sort of challenge, dependent challenge, psychological, emotional challenge. Wow. And secrets, things that we don't really want to face. And there could be some real live realizations that comes up that puts you in an emotional place. And I'm talking about in the here and the now, that maybe you actually disregarded at one point in time as if, well, it's out of sight, out of mind. This is not something that I needed. To, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing the whole time. So you could be coming into communication with someone that you were estranged with for a while, or someone that there was communication was non-existent, or it's going to the next level of communication, and this could be with a partner, a spouse, but some sort of emotional component and involvement that is in your life. And it's a time, this time is just shedding light in the areas for you, like of things that you have to overcome, whether it's addictions, whether it's entrapment, whether it's ways that you allowed your mind to like block you from advancement. That here with Venus here, that comes to the forefront. Like you could be getting proposed to, you could be making some sort of arrangements or agreement with a partner, like maybe, we should cut ties. And if this is not something that you want to do, this is communicating about money. Some of you guys may do something to where you come into business or go into business with a sibling, or they bring you on board. Huge developments. It doesn't come without its changes. You have Uranus here in your 8th house. So definitely Scorpios, there's emphasis to where some of you guys can lose money because of gambling and just the unpredictable nature of money and financial situations. But some of you guys can come out of this transit rich. And I'm talking, it may start in Venus in Gemini transit, but end up within the next 7 years, you with these wow, like wealthy or something. What's interfering? Your confidence, and possibly some of you guys staying on a path. Like there's something that you guys could have thought out or seen, or a path that you thought you were going on, not being able to make the changes off of that path in your own pride. I'm done, Scorpio. I'm done with y'all. That is some huge developments. And it doesn't come for, it depends. If you're like a younger Scorpio, or you got some other placements in your chart that requires you to be more flexible, cool. A younger one, a lot of y'all will be coming across, like having so many developments coming in so fast. Because I feel like the younger ones are not as set in stone as some of the older ones. Like I know what sign I'm talking to, but this can happen at any age for you if you let it happen. Okay. All right. Thank you, Scorpio, for watching the video. Please like the video, and subscribe to the channel, because you know I will be back. Hello, Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius, for you, this transit, Venus is transiting your 7th house of partnerships. Okay, so dealing with other people already. Arguments with other people, disagreements with other people, access to other people. But you have to be mindful of how you're interacting with other people. Now, yes, the truth. I feel like a lot of you guys are bringing some truth to people, but they're bringing some truth back to you now. So this is just a clear sign of dish out what you think you can handle. And let me tell you, this could be literally you being like that to other people. Like, yeah, you dish out what you can handle, because if you come from me, you guys can have a lot of words. I want this to work in your favor. I want this to benefit you, because money, you can network with other people and make money off of these connections that you make with other people, because of your ability to teach people and bring your experiences to the light. But you do that through bettering yourself. So how do you do it? So let's say you're in a relationship with somebody. Okay. And, with a partner. And you feel like, and they're talking and they say stuff, and you feel like it's them nitpicking, or you feel like them critiquing you is something, or like bringing forth their complaints, or what, their feelings is some kind of way imposing on you and your ability to be who you are. Let's just say that, even though it doesn't have to be, you could be looking at things in a very systematic or dogmatic way. Let's just go ahead and do this. You listening or being open to what your partner is saying actually gives you insight on yourself, and gives you insight on ways that you can apply what's being said to yourself, and then rise yourself up, like increase your value, increase your positioning. That's amazing. In ways that you can actually make money, and at something that you can do better in whatever it is that you're presenting, or whatever it is that you're doing, through way of somebody else's idea or something that they communicate to you. So please let it be something that you grow yourself with. If you're gonna, and because anytime we're dealing with other people anyways, that's all that they're doing. They're reflecting back to us things that we have to learn always, or things that we want, we're calling in, or whether it's time for us to go to the next level, or whether we're trying to get ourselves, well, that's the same thing, we're having the experiences to have some sort of understanding to get ourselves to the next level, to get ourselves to the next level of our existence. Yeah. So you're meeting and you're coming across different people, and you are teaching them in a way, but everybody learns in a different way, and that how that's taking place just by them even coming in contact with you in the first place. But you have to let it go vice versa. It's certain things that you're learning off of them as well. The goal is to use it to benefit yourself. Now, this could be some of you guys teaching people, like let's say you had certain experience and you made it through those said experiences, and you're teaching other people how to do so. You're teaching people, I mean, this could be on different levels of things. This could be, and also you having a different opinion and different understanding and different vision of life from other people that you're coming in contact with doesn't make you wrong. The way that you present that and interact with it is what makes or breaks you. I'm telling you, your way of interacting with other people and communicating that over is what makes or breaks you at this point in time. This is what makes or breaks your financial opportunities. No one never said that you can't have your own way of doing things and you not having the right to your unique experiences, because the way that you see things are not wrong, and your unique experiences is not wrong. You're showing people that there's other possible ways of being. But the way that you present yourself in it is what makes or breaks you, your financial opportunities in certain relationships. Some of the relationships might need to be broken anyways, but that's neither here nor there. Your financial opportunities increase when you can do what I just presented to you to do. Point blank, period. Because you got all type of people coming your way. Some of them do not mean you any good. But you do not at this time want to give your enemies and people that want to see you fall ammunition. You don't want to put the ammunition in their hands. Networking with other people, communicating to them, making these connections is what increases your money and your finances, and it helps you figure out your relationships, whether you want to be in them, whether you don't. And it comes with communication. And your best bet is to agree to not agree, to agree to disagree sometimes. To be like, okay, well, two things can be true at the same time. What can we do to resolve these issues? If you want to resolve them. Either way. Okay. All right. Thank you, Sagittarius, for watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because you know I will be back. Hello, Capricorn. How's it going? So, funny thing. I forgot to do you guys' Venus transit read and Venus transit Gemini read, and I got through editing the videos because after I do recording, I like edit everything together to make it make sense. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I did Capricorn. Sure enough, I did not. So here I am doing you guys' Venus transiting Gemini. Wow, what does this mean for you? So off top, we have Venus transiting the sign of Gemini, but we also have Uranus, sticking its head out and joining Venus around the 7th of July. So Venus is going into Gemini on the 4th of July. So here for you guys, this is around your 6th house of work, health, and what you feel like you get out of the work that you're doing. So a lot of you guys, your work or your job may require you to do a lot of communicating right now, or you will be communicating in a sense of where you're finding out information related to your job and job responsibilities. It could even be changes in the work that you do, or changes in the way that the job is going to be ran. Sometimes we have people leave work, and etc., like move on to something else, and that could be something that you're communicating about, taking on new responsibilities, organizing your time, scheduling, things of that nature, scheduling in detail, things of that nature, because you want to have enough time, like efficient time The only way that's going to happen is through managing your time. You just don't want to be wasting your time on stuff. So being very exact and detailed is the way to go. Now, mind you, Uranus is here. So this could affect some of you guys' work as well. So for some of you guys, especially like if you're someone that has your own, you make your own money, you have your own job and dwellings with finances in a sense to where maybe you're doing like investments. This could be with Uranus and Gemini there. It could be interesting because it can bring in out of nowhere you getting high returns on investments and like wherever, like trading and things of that nature. This can also mean that you could be expanding in your skill set, or you definitely should. This can definitely benefit you when it comes to work and the job that you're doing, the work that you're doing. Even like if this is a workout routine or something dealing with your health, as well. Like right now, if you were to put something together to follow some sort of routine or schedule when it comes to eating, exercising, working out, prioritizing your time, that you do these activities, that you even complete work, you are going to get so much done. It's going to be unbelievable. If people really knew like what we're after the month of July, throughout the month of July, the end of July, as much as you could really get done, other people would be surprised at how much you got done. Now, granted, I will say this, that you could definitely have interruptions in that schedule. So allowing yourself to be flexible in this area as well in order to work around situations that come up so that you're not. This is what I've learned, guys. Whenever there are transits that bring up issues surrounding, sporadic interactions with others or just unpredictable events occurring, whenever we try to fight against it, like fight it head on head, face to face, it ends up being more of a stress for us, a stressor, or it just ends up working against us. The more that you can say, okay, well, I allot these times, but you're able to be flexible within that, the better off you're going to be. So that's what you're going to be doing. So this could be some of you guys meeting a lover at work. Okay. Someone who has some of the share, like a lot of the same interests as you. And if it's not a lover, it could be a business partner, or networking with other people to find out different work opportunities, just learning off of people in general. And in today's world, it's so easy to do that. Just go to the internet. You want to find a workout routine that works best for you, just go to the internet. Okay. Just go online, but learning and just in communicating with other people that have done these things, has shown success in these areas, that is going to be the route that benefits you and is going to definitely get you what you want as far as results are concerned. Now, Venus being here in your sector of work, so this could be some of you guys, if you want to at this time, getting a new job is definitely possible for you, and showing and gaining increased financial gains in the area, like for the job you do, the work that you do. This is for some of you guys if you tend to add on work or some sort of side hustle or some sort of part-time job or some sort of work that you do. Is going to be great. It's going to be beneficial for you, because a lot of you guys are going to be able to reap the results in a positive way. It's just up to you and what it is that you decide to do. And the energy is going to be there for you to do it and accomplish this. I know other people might be like, oh my gosh, like Capricorn, why don't you rest? But, Venus is here. So, I will say this though, what can interfere with your developments at work? Like I already said, like the sporadic energy that could come in and out, but also like a spouse, joint finances. And this is by way of other people trying to collect your money, other people trying to collect collect bills and other responsibilities like that. Some of you guys can feel also that maybe the type of responsibilities that you may have in these areas outweigh your work potential or the money that you can make. It's like it's, in certain bills and debt and stuff like that. But this is finding ways to work along with these areas and, complete these goals and mark these challenges or goals, or like for an example, because I can't think of the right words. For an example, let's say you have some bills that's due, or you want to increase your credit. Then you start at the place where you can, and you start paying off debt that way, and then, taking money that you're making and then putting it into, paying off bills, paying off debt into like some trade or stock. Not everything. You're not doing everything, but some of you guys might could seriously look into it, and confront the issues and the situations that way versus, being overwhelmed or intimidated. But yeah, so this could be some of you guys really excelling in business as well. Okay. And the monetary gains and that you can gain from that, and definitely having the chance to pay off debts or begin to do that. All right. So Capricorn, thank you so much. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. Okay, so Aquarius, how are you guys doing? So I am back with the Venus transit Gemini transit, and it's going to be happening from, which is I forgot to mention in the other videos, but because I mentioned it in the intro, but it's going to be happening from the 4th of July till the 30th of July. Now, what is going to be, very much so on your mind when it comes to making money is how creative that you can be, how energy focused that you can be on that. So we're using our creativity. And you know what? The good thing about this is that you're not limiting your creativity, but you're honing in on it. Because if you deal with the 5th house of Leo is very pragmatic. Leo does not shift and fumble around. It's not shifty in its behavior necessary. You know what I mean? So your approach, what it does is it finds a target, or it goes towards what it wants to work on, and it works at it. It works at it, and it develops through its truth, what it knows to be truth. And the good thing about Leo, it can switch up when it feels like, okay, this is no longer true for me. But typically, they try to set their sights on what is actually truthful for them, because they don't want to switch. So for you, this is focused expression. What is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to present? It's about you. And what is it that you want to create? So this is refined, defined creativity, because it's working towards, I don't know, maybe you're working for children, working with children, you're having this childlike approach. You want to, connect with the youth. You want to organize yourself amongst groups of people or groups of individuals for the greater good. But it requires you, maintaining your energy. That requires you being the leader in some way, shape, or form. Something that you try to steer away from doing a lot of times. But right now, you stepping up and leading in a way that others, it helps them build and expand on their creativity, find out who they are, help them with their confidence. That's where your money lies. And following your heart, even love. You can find love here, because people want to see the true you and what that looks like. And you can even love. You can be one of those signs right now that makes money off of loving what it is that you do. Now, what could possibly be the driving factor of you doing this? Other people, and those are the motivations. Other people, this could be people you're dealing with, just that you come across, that they're going to see this. If they don't ask about what it is that you're doing, they're going to see it within you and your happiness and your self-expression, and then they're going to want to know more about it. Okay. Now, yes, a lover may want you to pay attention to them, and that is great and all. And I feel like you should. At least acknowledge that if you want to have your love relationships expanded upon. But for a lot of you, this is definitely taking you into the area of self-focus. So you're going to have to put energy into building the rest of your relationships. I get it. And not only that, you're not supposed to really set aside yourself and what you're known that's driving you in order to accommodate other people at this point in time. Okay, Aquarius. So thank you for joining me. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel because you know I will be back. Pisces, for you, you definitely got Venus transiting sign of Gemini. Okay, so I was interrupted, but so Venus is transiting your 4th house. So this is the thing for any of you guys that's into real estate, selling homes, buying homes, attempting to sell your home, refinance, look into using this Venus in Gemini transit to do so, because it's happening from July the 4th until July the 30th. So yeah, this is a good time. And understand, don't be so quick to sign paperwork. And if there seems like a situation that could be a rush situation for you, just feel like, okay, gonna have a little bit more time to think about it, because Mercury is gonna go retrograde in Leo on the 17th. And just Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini. I'm not saying it's going to just completely stop you from anything, but just really take the time because this is in your 6th house. So there could be just, things that come up around work situations. Like maybe you end up getting that job that you wanted, or the bonus or the increase, or your spouse does, that really puts your finances into another positioning to where you're able to get the house that you want, maybe in originally thought for, or like there's something that you wanted to purchase for your home, and then, or maybe you don't, so you don't really want to be putting yourself in a situation that is like it's going to be something that becomes like a stressful situation, or something that you really rather not deal with. So yeah, just take your time in this area. I feel that for you guys, spending time in your home or with your family, communicating with them, catching up with each other is definitely going to be something that strengthens your relationships. And, even like cooking at home and finding activities to do, or even involving yourself in situations to where it could be a situation where you're really not actively looking for somebody. You could just be taking care of yourself in your own well-being. And then that's priority for you, your family, and things of that nature, before you decide that you want to get out there and just be entertaining other people and getting to know other people. But this could be you at your house, but you're having communications with people, like talking on the phone, getting to know them as well. So yeah, and definitely getting personal with lovers and love interests, or just like your significant other. Some of you guys got already be partner up. Just letting things flow. All right. But putting the way that you feel and what you need out of the situation to the forefront, or at least communicating about it, Pisces, because that is what's going to be the next thing that is important. So there could be like developments that you hear around your home and finances, or like your home situation as well. And another thing, because I was getting like for some reason I'm getting like this brain freeze. So there's like it's whatever tough conversations you have, or whatever conversations that you need to have. I get it. It may not be easy to do. I get it. And it's okay, but they may need to be done. They may need to get done. And this could even be bringing a reality to someone, or to your family even, about a situation. Like I said, for example, they may want, you may have to move or relocate or something. They may want to stay where they are, but it's too expensive. But you're just like, okay, but do we stay here and struggle and put all the stress on me, or put a lot of stress on us financially, or do we move for the time being? Or we're moving and maybe they wanted a big, enormous place or house or something, and you're just like, but you know what? Yeah, we can get this other nice house over here that's affordable, that we all are gonna love, and it's gonna do the same functioning, and we can create that family, the warm family environment, and be together and everything. But it's more affordable and more reasonable for right now. So those are the type of conversations that you're gonna possibly have. A lot of interactions going on in your home and family environment as well. So some of y'all might actually get into flipping houses. And what could be affecting you right about now? Your health, your work, and finances, and interactions. Because it's like you really got to ask yourself your question of, are you getting what you need out of a situation? If you're not, how do you make things better? How do you do that? And a lot of the answers come through you going back to yourself and really making these necessary decisions and not letting other people do it for right now. Okay? Or having mutual conversations. Okay? All right. Thank you, Pisces, for joining me. And please like the video and subscribe to the channel because, you know, I'll be back.